Good morning. This is Robert from Dayton, Ohio. Um, Thought I'd get up and do a very brief video on cook that's I decided to try to get in today, weather permitting. Here in Dayton, about a month ago, we had a pretty bad outbreak of tornadoes. So since then, it's been nothing but rain. The backyard's starting to look a little like the Florida Everglades. Haven't had an opportunity to cook anything in a while. My wife just returned from a trip to South Africa, so I thought I'd put a few things on the smoker and also test my ability to do a brisket. Last time I attempted one was on the Weber Smoky Mountain, and it was terrible. Absolutely atrocious. So as I had stated earlier, decided to go back to school. This particular time, I decided on a small one. I've got several stored away that I just want to use as practice, if you can say a brisket is practice. The primary entree on the menu today will be St. Louis cut spare ribs, which I actually cut myself. The brisket is more of just an attempt to get this process and this technique down. I can't say that the trimming and the seasoning was much better. I definitely can see that I have improved on that. However, I'm not expecting the greatest end result because purchasing that low-grade meat from Walmart, I don't expect to get the same result as, say, if I were using the next level. I think I picked Choice, which of course most stuff, Walmart stuff, that's usually what it is. So this morning, got up at 3:30. According to my schedule, I think I got the brisket on by 4:35. It is currently 7:30, so he's been on for a few hours now. Temperature-wise, really cannot complain. I've actually been getting much improved in holding this temperature. Closest to the firebox at this point, right at 250, which is what the perfect draft was set for. Closest to the smokestack, looking at 250, 260, right at 270. Thermal Pro indicates internal temp for the meat was at 150 degrees, and the this particular side of the offset is at 272 degrees. So I'm really pleased with the temperature range that Oklahoma Joe is producing right now. Smoke's looking pretty good. So let's take a quick look. I don't want to leave this thing open too long. A lot of steam. Water pan looks good. So at this point, let's see, this is about a 10.8 pound packer brisket from Walmart, which I trimmed, seasoned. The seasoning was a combination of salt, pepper, garlic, a little paprika, and a little cayenne pepper. After that first coat, I then placed or used some Killer Hogs steak rub. That's a little bit coarser, so I decided to use that, and then I followed up with a very light coat of Killer Hogs hot rub. So that's it for the seasonings. I decided to keep it pretty simple. Really, actually, it smells good. we'll see how well it turns out. I'm not really, like I said, holding out, but I can say my my technique this particular go round has been much better than the last. Not going to do any burn-ins or anything right now. I just want to get the process down. I never have any trouble with ribs. I'm actually pretty good with those. Today, this is about getting better at producing this, working on this big gigantic piece of beef. As I said, this is actually a small brisket, so I decided not, let's see, to start purchasing any large ones until I get better, and I'm not going to purchase any expensive, increased level of quality beef until I get better at it. So right now, cannot complain. Quite happy. We'll see what the recovery time on the pit is. Actually just added a piece of wood. Cold bed is burning down. So at this point, as I said, keep an eye on it. I'm not going to sit out here. I've kind of been hanging out in the basement, checking out the thermal probe to keep an eye on the temperature. I've got so many points of temperature monitoring that I don't worry too much when the temperature on this particular drops down, because I know that's on the surface or the grate. So the probe for the perfect draft is on this side. The probe for the thermal probe is closer to the smokestack, and it's starting to regulate again. So just a little bit of smoke. So once again, can't complain. We'll monitor. I think at 9 o'clock, according to the schedule I worked out. I think I'll put the spare ribs on at that time, and also gonna do some, of course, my favorite, the chicken wings on the Vortex, along with some sausage. So right now, primary will be the spare ribs, practice run on the brisket.